Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about this knife here. This is the steel will, yeah that's hard to say, trust me, steel will Gekko 1500, and it's a pretty cool knife. It's got some cool things about it, so let's open this bad boy up. Got a neat little package here that comes in. Check it out. Alright, on the bottom of this box, just for all y'all package nuts, there is a signed, stamped card and a little certificate of, hey, thanks for buying this. Alright, let's put that away. Keep our toys separated. Alright, this is the steel wheel Gekko 1500. Have a gander at that. Just a really excellent knife. So let's get into this. Check it out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of Bowler N690 steel. Now, that's the one issue I have with this knife, and I didn't have it before I started studying the Bowler N690, and that is that they said that N690 is a lot like 440C, which we know 440C is a decent steel for your Ganzos or your budget knives, and it's not a deal breaker for a knife, but for something that's as expensive as this. Now, however, they say it's similar to 440C, but there are some added properties, make it a little bit less stainless and a little bit harder. So, similar to 440C, maybe that's like saying, you know, the Nissan Sentra is similar to a Lexus or something. I don't know. But, so there are some extra properties that kick in for the N690, and I've always liked N690. For me, the knives that I've had that I've used with N690 have stayed sharper longer, it seems, than the 440C, like the Ganzos or whatever. And it's fairly easy to sharpen. And if I can get an edge on it, that means it's pretty simple to sharpen. Alright, so let's check that out. It's got the little steel wheel emblem here. Gekko 1500. The blade shape is really cool. I like that draw point looking blade. Got the excellent swedge there. And then I had a buddy who cut this out for me. That was one issue I had when I bought this knife, is that when you close it, you couldn't close it one-handed, well, you know, real easily like that, because that blade was going to come down and give you a remembrance on your tip of your finger there. So when I bought this from him, he had already put this choil in there, and it just makes it a whole entirely different experience. It's pretty awesome, and he did a really great job on it. But it makes it a different knife for me. It makes it something I can sit there and fidget with, not have to worry about slicing myself open. So I don't know how you like your knives, but I like the way it just adds a little bit to the shape. So it's up to you what you think. Okay, so you got the dual thumb studs. It's definitely a ambidextrous opening type knife. Pretty cool. Opens sweet, runs nicely. Got the canvas micarta for the handles. It's got some really useful cutouts here as far as getting your finger in there and feeling like you can get it around and hold on to this thing in a bunch of different ways that you'd like to. It does have, there we go, left, right, tip up carry. So that's cool. A decent enough lanyard hold to get a little 550 through there. And that works out nicely. Now look at this. I like this on the spine lock thingy job. How they just rounded that out kind of, instead of just leaving it flat. It's even rounder than the blade is. And that thumb ramp jimping is actually pretty useful. So, you know, once you get the choil though, I'd like to put a little useful jimping here. That would be kind of cool. We'll see. And the clip, tight but not too bad. You can get on there. Well, it's not an issue. I've had this in my pocket a couple times. Rounding here. It's got a useful little jimping on the lock, so you kind of know where it's at. I haven't looked for it too much. Not that you're going to be using this a lot where you can't see it, but it's just kind of useful. And it is running on washers. You can't really see in there, can you? You see the washers? But it runs smooth. I mean, that's just the thumb. There's no wrist, no anything. It just flicks right open. And let's see what else we got here. Closed construction with that lockback, of course. I like the rounded spine here. And let's see. All right. Oh, we didn't check the length of the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 inches on the handle. It's got a really good grip. You're not gonna have any problems, no matter how big your hand is. It's all over the place. Feels good. And I like the way this feels just a little bit different than G10. That canvas micarta, kind of a different kind of texturing. Feels interesting to the fingers. Okay, let's find the scale and see what we got here in weight. All right, let's bring this bad boy in here. Check it out for you guys and gals. Guys and gals, okay, that's not what we want. All right, let's start in America here. Ooh, oh, that's kind of heavy. 6.42 ounces. That's pretty hefty. I don't know. I didn't realize it was that heavy. Man, I feel bad about the other knife I was talking about. Okay, so you get 6.42 ounces and 182 grams. This is not a light little knife. But it feels good in your hand, and it comes sharp as you can imagine. Let me grab something here to slice real quick. I'll show you. Look at that. Came in the mail today. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, whole coupon pack. They knew I was running low, so they sent me some more. All right, hold on. Ripping noises. Carrying, what's our mystery coupon for the day? Oh, excellent. Harbor Freight. Hey, that kind of pertains to us, doesn't it? All right, let's check this out. Look at that. That's just gonna cut me someday. I know it. So super sharp, nice and slicey. Feels good in hand. I guess it doesn't super EDCable at 6.42 ounces. For me, that's not anything, you know, after carrying that 5 max around. But for y'all, it might be a little bit heavy. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to kind of get you an idea. Now this thing is fairly expensive for the steel that's in N690, and I like the steel wheel knives. I like this one. I like the cut jack. I like the bruiser. These are really excellent knives, and they feel good and they feel well made. The steel might make you a little bit hesitant about getting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different knives. 2 exactly. 2 is a couple. And just to kind of give you an idea of what this reminds me of at a higher end and then a lower end. And you might get the same kind of satisfaction if you're not just, you know, out to be a knife nut like me. I just love this knife, period. But if you want something that's fairly similar, so I'm going to go high first and tell you what this reminds me of. Zip! Yeah, something good's coming. This reminds me of this. The Andrew Dimko AD10. It really does. It's got the little pyramided thumb studs. It's got, and it's not exactly like it, so Mr. Lord Dimko, I'm not putting you down, or anybody out there with a Dimko, don't think I'm saying, yeah, this is the same thing. But it's got that same kind of attitude. Well, let's see how much this thing weighs. Let's see if I'm way off here. Ooh, I am way off. 220 grams. So about 1.5 ounces more. About 40 grams or more. So, but it's a similar feel as far as, look, I yanked in my pocket, and I got a knife out that had that clicky opens, got a lockback on it. Now, granted, this is the Andrew Dimko lock, which probably makes it substantially stronger than this. But still, you're going to get that same kind of feel. And if you don't want to spend this much money on your knife, and you like that green with the glow-in-the-dark green? Reminds me of a cool ice cream you haven't had yet. Come and have mint glow-in-the-dark green. Alright, now here's one that's a little bit cheaper than this one that might fill that gap, so to speak. And that is the Cold Steel Ultimate Hunter. Now I understand the blade shape is different, but the feel of the knife, when you pick this up, it gives you a very similar feel to the Gekko 1500. Now the G10 is a little bit different as far as, and when I talk about feel, I'm talking just the way it feels in your hand. I'm not talking about, oh, this is G10 and this is micarta. I'm talking about the weight, just the way it feels, the kind of weird knife nut satisfaction you get by clicking it open and shut over it again. That's why you got to get this choil put in there. Unless you're getting these knives to resell, I would stick a choil in there. Even if you are, I mean, he resold it to me. You're going to find somebody that wants that. That is super useful and just a great idea. And Mr. Steele or Mr. Will, you want to check that out. That's a makes this a better knife in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion, it makes it a better knife. What's up? You coming in? Come on! Oh, sorry. It's been a long night. Oh, NyQuil. Okay, here we go. Let's weigh this Ultimate Hunter real quick just to see if I'm nuts about this. So about 5 ounces. Man, this is a great knife. I was selling this earlier, and then I realized I don't want to sell this, so I took it down. That, nobody was biting. That, and I felt bad for it. Okay, 140 grams. So about 40 grams lighter than the steel wheel Gekko 1500. Alright. Very similar. It's going to be about half the price. That's the thing with this. This is going to cost you $200. If you don't get it on a good sale, I think it's $199 or $195 at Knife Center right now. And it's not a horrible knife for that price. I like it. I like it better than some other $200 knives at that, in that range. However, for $200, you can get a nice ZT. You can get a really sweet Benchmade. Some of the high dollar steel that you can show off to your friends. And this isn't something like that. This is something that's maybe like a VG10 steel kind of attitude on your knife. But you're getting a knife that's locked up, well made, feels good in your hand. It's going to do everything you want it to. That being said, I did not pay $200 for this. I got it on a good deal from a buddy. You'd be very upset if I told you $95. But that's how much I paid for that one. And of course the Ultimate Hunter, you can get these for, $100, $110 brand new. And that's a good deal. Did I cut myself on camera? I just about did. Just about guillotined my finger. Alright, so this, very similar. If you want to spend a whole ton more money, this will make you feel a little bit better. But they're all real similar. I guess that's my point. If I had to buy one of these at the price, if they were the same price, I think I would get this one. But this one just built and locked up, and I don't know. Not a bad knife. If you like it. Now, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. This was coming out in M390. Now we're talking about a different knife. I'm just a different attitude. And I'm not sure how much those are going to be, but if it's in the same, same range as that at an M390 on that blade, and if you can get somebody to put a sweet choil on there, that really would make a difference to me. If I couldn't get the choil put on an M390 blade, I wouldn't want it. I like being able to drop my blades down like that. Just that makes it a lot more useful to me. Okay, but the M390 blade, that's a different knife. So what are you going to pay for that? That feels like a $200 knife. I imagine it's going to be quite a bit more expensive, but if you can get something like that for $200, $220, and then just find a good deal on it, that's not bad. Of course, Kershaw with their new M390 Link is messing up the M390 for anybody to spend a bunch of money on it. So who knows? Maybe they're coming out with a little bit more inexpensive M390 knives, and that would be awesome. But that being said, this is not going to fail you. The blade steel, good stuff. And I guess I'm just rambling now. So I will ask you to subscribe. Tell a friend. Leave a like down here. Leave a comment down here. Get over to Facebook. We got some cool conversations going on over there. And I think that's it. Let me know what you think. Do you like this knife? Have you had this knife in hand at all? No, a bunch of y'all have this knife. This thing's awesome. This thing, I guess the one thing this doesn't feel is as substantial, maybe because it doesn't have the liner locks, or the liner locks, because it doesn't have the liners that this one has. So this one's got a little bit more heft to it, but you're not going to go wrong with this knife either. And that's it, and I'll talk to y'all later.